What's going on, everybody? Caleb here. And after visiting the high banks of the Bristol Motor Speedway, and after a pretty wild race last week, we arrived here at arguably one of the best racetracks here on the schedule. You all know how much this racetrack cooks, and I'm certain we're in for another heater of a race here today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Michigan International Speedway for the running of the General Tire 200 here in the 2024 Lenovo Pro Series season. We're here for race number 6 on the season, and like I said, you know Michigan always cooks. I'm sure this race will be no different. Sure, this will definitely be a fun race here today from the Michigan International Speedway. 25 laps ahead of us here today. And for the first time this season, this race will also be having a pit stop about right down the middle. So that'll definitely be fascinating to watch to see how that all goes down. But it is definitely going to be a lot of fun. But coming off of Bristol and Watkins, two pretty crazy races. I'll have to see if Michigan makes it 3 crazy races in a row here in the Lenovo Pro Series season. We'll have to wait and see. We know Michigan can get pretty crazy. We'll just have to wait and see how it all goes down here from the General Tire 200. Taking a look at your point standings coming out of the Bristol Motor Speedway. Carson Miller sits at the top of the point standings, 20 points ahead of Stuart Grattan. Matt Tuck sits in third, 41 points back. Tanner Barton up into fourth in points, 51 back. Nathan Ormond up to fifth, 53 back. Felix Mayer up to sixth, 54 points back. Dylan Matthews slipped a little bit down to 7th, 58 points back, tied actually with Anthony Finelli. They're both 58 points behind Carson Miller. And then you got Nathan Ajaboya and Matt Black, both tied for 9th in points. They are both 64 points back. Actually, we got a 3-way tie for 9th in points as Trey Wright is also 64 points behind Carson Miller. So we got a 3-way tie there for the final spots in the top 10 in points. So that's definitely some pretty interesting development there. Have to see how these points shake out after this one. Because I believe most of the guys in the top 10 in points are in this race. Carson Miller, Stuart Grattan, Matt Tuck, Tanner Barton, Nathan Orman, Felix Mayer, Dylan Matthews, Anthony Finelli, Nathan Ajaboya, and Matt Black. Yeah, they're all in this race. So, be interesting to see how the top 10 in points shake out after this one. Starting on the pole, you got the number 78 of Joshua Brown. Starting alongside the 87 of Stuart Grattan, the only multi-time winner so far this season, looking to get win number 3 there for Intersis Motor Racing, but you've got a lot of hungry drivers behind them, also looking to go to victory lane like Angel Gutierrez, Matt Tuck, and of course your points leader, Carson Miller. They're driving that 81 for Dracoan Racing Enterprises once again. Well, that means we'll just have to see how it all shakes out here at the Michigan International Speedway. But I think it's about time to get these guys rolling here for the General Tire 200 here at the Michigan International Speedway. And as they do, we'll take a quick look here at your starting lineup here for the General Tire 200 here at the Michigan International Speedway. Of course, as aforementioned on the pole, we got the number 78 of Joshua Brown starting alongside the number 87 of Stuart Grattan. Row 2. We find the number 12 of Angel Gutierrez starting alongside the number 64 of Matt Tuck. Row 3, we have the number 98 of Bibi Ruiz starting alongside your points leader, Carson Miller. Row 4, we've got the number 43 of Matt Black starting alongside the 52 of Sammy Kamara, and rounding out your top 10, we find the number 71 of Drew Webb starting alongside the 72 of Dylan Matthews. Making sure everyone's rolling off okay. Looks like we are good. Race info will be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Of course, 25 laps around the Michigan International Speedway here today. The usual 24 entries. And like I said, for the first time this season, we will have a pit stop here during this race. It'll be about lap 15 when these guys come down. Maybe a little bit before. Maybe some will try to stretch it a little bit later. But for the most part, these guys will just about be splitting this race in half. So it'll definitely be fascinating to watch as this race goes on here from the Michigan International Speedway. But pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto pit lane, and it's going to be the 78 of Joshua Brown and the 87 of Stuart Gratton, who's going to lead the field down the front straightaway to the green flag. We're racing here in the General Tire 200 from the Michigan International Speedway. Coming down the front straightaway to lead the opening lap, Joshua Brown. Gonna hold on to the lead there in that 78, and you're already seeing 3 and 4 wide. Down the front straightaway, ooh, almost contact there between Felix Mayer and Vinny Scholes as Joshua Brown goes way wide there through turns 1 and 2. And Angel Gutierrez gonna swipe the lead away there in that 12 for Millennium Motorsports. Bibi Ruiz there in the 98. For NS Racing up into the second position, and Matt Tuck trying to split the middle between Joshua Brown and Matt Black, trying to go for third. And looking maybe 4 wide once again down the front straightaway, Drew Webb trying to go in between Carson Miller and Sammy Kamara. And that 71 got to be careful, especially out of these corners. This is where the trouble spots of the track usually are. Angel Gutierrez in the 12 holding on to the race lead right now, but Matt Tuck in the 64 is passed for second and is now peeking to the inside of the 12, but Tuck had to check up just a little bit there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but Gutierrez holding strong with the race lead. That number 12 Chevrolet for Millennium Motorsports out in front here in the General Tire 200, 3 wide there. For the third position, Matt Black, Joshua Brown, and Bibi Ruiz as Gutierrez goes wide through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Matt Tuck down to the inside for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, Gutierrez has a bit of help up top from Joshua Brown, but the Tuck run, the run Tuck got off of turn number 2, just too strong, and the 64 is going to swipe the race lead away. Here coming to lap number 5 here at the Michigan International Speedway. Joshua Brown there in the 78, got a decent run there off of turn number 4, though. Trying to take a peek down to the inside of Matt Tuck, trying to take that race lead away. Tuck is going to blow turn 1. He went way wide in that 64. He's going to lose a couple of spots there. The lead to Joshua Brown, second to Drew Webb, third to Ruiz, fourth to Matt Black, and is now side by side for fifth with Dylan Matthews. But for the lead, here comes Drew Webb. Ruiz tried to shoot through the middle there, but had to get out of the gas a little bit there in the 98. Now here comes the 43 of Matt Black. He's going to take the third position away as they stay side by side for the race lead. Joshua Brown barely got Drew Webb there at the line by 3/1000ths of a second. And now Drew Webb is going to clear Joshua Brown going through turns 1 and 2, and he's got Matt Black right on the back bumper, maybe trying to look for a way around. Definitely going to see a lot more movement throughout the field here when these tires are fresh. And once they start to wear, probably start seeing the field spread out just a little bit. Drew Webb goes a little bit wide there through turn 4. Matt Black taking a peek down to the inside, looking to take that race lead away. Webb got a decent run there off of turn number 4. He's going to hold on for the time being. Through turns 1 and 2, Webb goes wide. Joshua Brown trying to get down to the inside. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Webb and Brown. Well, that's going on. Matt Black takes the race lead away there in that Racing Motorsports. Number 43, Matt Tuck back up to second. Joshua Brown and Drew Webb fighting once again, this time for third. And Dylan Matthews there in that 72. Looking to get up here into the fourth position. Right now running up here inside the top 5. Good run for Dylan Matthews and Bibi Ruiz. They both kind of struggled so far this season. Nice to see them battling up for a spot here towards the front. Matt Black goes high and through turns 1 and 2. Matt Tuck is going to sweep to the inside, and he's going to take the race lead away with Joshua Brown right behind him. Dylan Matthews is going to make her way up into the 4th position. Gutierrez looking to try to get back up front. Spencer Lee fighting up here in the top 10. Here's Larvin Alonso. Nathan Ormond right outside the top 10 there. And then you got Stuart Gratton and Carson Miller 1-2 in points side by side here, just outside of the top 10. Tanner Barton kind of struggling here early on. It's kind of falling off the back of the field. Not sure if there's something wrong with that 97, but he just went really wide there to turns 1 and 2, so maybe struggling with the handling on that car. Not what you want to see there, and tough break so far for Tanner Barton. Back up front, we got a battle for the race lead once again. These guys are going to be swapping the lead back and forth while these tires still got grip in them, as Joshua Brown now trying to take a peek to the inside of Matt Tuck. And while these tires do still have a decent amount of grip to them, they're starting to kind of go away a little bit as the field starts to spread out just a little bit. Matt Tuck, though, goes really wide there through 1 and 2, and Joshua Brown is going to take the race lead away. But don't look now. Here comes BB Ruiz in the number 98 for NS Racing, looking to take that race lead away to the inside of Joshua Brown, going really low where there's a lot less grip. Kind of want to stick into the middle groove here at Michigan, as the top line and the low line just has absolutely no grip. Saw there Ruiz went all the way down low and he had to check up. And now he's under fire from Matt Tuck, Matt Black, and Angel Gutierrez. And you're going to see there, Joshua Brown slips wide. And here comes BB Ruiz and Matt Tuck. They're 3 wide for the lead down the back straightaway. But BB Ruiz is going to clear them both. Ruiz to the lead here on lap number 11, coming to lap 12. And that JBL Ford for NS Racing. Really see the field kind of spreading out there. Tanner Barton still struggling out towards the back there, and that 97. But we're still seeing some 3-wide action, as you got the 33 of Warren Smith fighting with both the Trackhouse cars, Bob Haywood and Nathan Ajaboye. And oh boy, up front, it's getting kind of crazy as well. I think BB Ruiz might have gone a little bit wide there through 1 and 2. And here comes the number 12, Angel Gutierrez, looking to the inside for the race lead. Followed by Herja Larvin Alonso, who's made his way up here in the top 5. Oh, contact there between Ruiz and Tuck. Kind of getting squeezed up towards the wall by both of the Matts, Tuck and Black. He's going to lose a couple positions there. Ruiz kind of falling back now in that 98. You got some new faces up towards the front. You got Herja Larvin Alonso, you got Nathan Ormond, and Carson Miller's found his way up here. Oh, Matt Tuck and Matt Black making contact as Gutierrez goes wide, and Herja Larvin Alonso takes the lead away here on lap number 13. And oh my goodness, they've got a hornet's nest going on behind them, and these guys definitely want to try to figure this out soon, because we're getting close to that cycle of pit stops. Might even start seeing some of these guys come down this time by. So they're going to have to get these things sorted out, or else we might have a caution. Drew Webb and Matt Black slamming doors there. Goodness gracious. Well, we'll have to see if anyone does elect to come down this time by. Our race leaders are going to be staying out. Oh, Matthews puts Matt Black in the wall. Went for a gap there that probably didn't exist. But Matthews is hustling now, trying to go through, or not Matthews, Joshua Brown, excuse me. It's getting kind of hard to keep track of everybody. Everybody's just going every which way. Really aggressive move there, though, from Joshua Brown. And he's going to move himself up into the top 5. And here we go. Starting to see some cars migrate to the bottom, and here we go. Pit stops are going to underway here from the Michigan International Speedway, and we're 3 wide for the lead with the guys that stayed out on the racetrack. Nathan Ormond, Drew Webb, and the 33 of Warren Smith. As we got all these guys coming down on lap 15, coming to lap 16. It's a busy pit road. I have to see how all that shakes out compared to all these guys. And we'll have to wait and see what these guys do. A little bit of debris there, maybe a bit of contact between two cars. But here we go. Drew Webb, Warren Smith going to come down this time. Nathan Orman's going to stay out by himself, and he's going to lead the lap this time by, and everybody else is going to come in, and we're side by side. How about Nathan Ajiboye is going to win the race off pit road of all those guys that just came down? That was a blistering stop, 8.75, so maybe a little bit of strategy pulled by that Trackhouse Racing Toyota. Some of these guys might have taken 4 tires and fuel, some maybe just 2, some maybe none at all. I have to see what these guys do, and here comes Nathan Ormond down the pit lane here on lap number 17. We'll have to see how everything shakes out as Nathan Ajiboye looking to maybe take the race lead away here after this cycle. Here's all these guys coming out, led by the number 33 of Warren Smith. And my goodness, they've got a pretty big lead on these guys just coming around. Warren Smith with the 8.78 pit stop, so some more sub 10-second pit stops here from these guys. I think a lot of these guys are just either doing two tires or fuel only. I think that's definitely what some of these guys up here did. But here comes the number 28 of Nathan Ormond out of the pit lane now. And here comes the 33 of Warren Smith. He's past the 28 of Nathan Ormond. And now I believe everybody has cycled through. And it looks like that is the case. So Warren Smith cycles out to the race lead here at the General Tire 200 from the Michigan International Speedway. Spencer Lee is going to cycle out to second. Nathan Ormond looks like he might hold on to third, but here comes Drew Webb, Nathan Ajiboye, all these guys already up to speed. And it looks like Ormond will not be able to hold on to third as these guys are just too fast right now. The 28's still getting up to speed, but it looks like he might just get up to speed before we go into turns 1 and 2. So Ormond will be fighting for a spot in the top 5, but Warren Smith clear out in front by over 2 seconds to the 88 of Spencer Lee. Yeah, definitely some strategy under that pit stop because we saw some of those guys with 8-second pit stops and some others with 11. So we'll have to see how this shakes out as we get towards the end of this race because undoubtedly the guys who took tires will probably be faster. We'll just have to see if they have enough time to run down the 33. He's now almost 3 seconds out in front, and these guys are going to keep battling back here as Ruiz gets by the 71 of Drew Webb, as does the 4 of Nathan Ajiboye. Still just smooth sailing out in front for the 33 of Warren Smith. Trying to get that number 33 for Dutch Atlantis Racing, their second win of the season. Remember, these guys won earlier in the year with Tyler Stevenson at Darlington. Going to win once again here at the Michigan International Speedway. Joshua Brown did not fare well from that stop cycle at all. He's down to 23rd. Matt Black, who was fighting for the lead earlier, comes out in 22nd. Stuart Gratton, not a good day in that 87. He's got a bit of damage, so I wonder if he might have been one of those caught up in pit road shenanigans. Matt Tuck cycled out back here. And there's the 81 of Carson Miller. He cycled out to the 13th position. Up front, Spencer Lee kind of cut in to Warren Smith's lead there. Now down to 2.3 seconds was the gap that last time by. I have to see if that 88 continues to close. And you got these guys back here, Nathan Ormond, Nathan Ajiboye, and Drew Webb also trying to close in. The gap there, 2.5, but these guys closed in, down from 3.3 to 3.0, but they're going to have to stop battling if they do want to try and get up there. Contact between the two Nathans. as Ajaboya goes a little bit too wide there up in turn number 2 and trades paint there with Nathan Ormond. And the 4 is going to go wide, and Ormond's going to swoop past. And this is exactly what Warren Smith wants to see out in front, but what he doesn't want to see is Spencer Lee closing, and these guys still closed as well. Lee down to 2.0, these guys down to 2.6. But we've only got 2 laps to go coming to the white flag. They're going to have to close a lot faster if they're going to want to get to this 33 of Warren Smith. He's just got to set down one more clean lap, and he's got this win in the bag. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Warren Smith and Dutch Atlantis Racing. Dutch Atlantis Racing looking to put their 33 team in victory lane for the 2nd time this season. As aforementioned, they won earlier in the year at Darlington with Tyler Stevenson. Now looking to win again here at Michigan with Warren Smith behind the wheel. He's going to come through turns 3 and 4, and they played the strategy to perfection. Coming out of turn number 4, Warren Smith is going to win the General Tire 200 here at the Michigan International Speedway. 2nd belongs to Nathan Ormond, just barely getting it there over Spencer Lee. Lee's going to come home 3rd. Nathan Ajaboya comes home 4th, and Drew Webb rounds out your top 5. But great strategy call up top of the pit box there from that 33 team. They're going to get their 2nd win of the season with 2 different drivers at the wheel. And how about that as well for Warren Smith? He's going to get, I believe, his 1st win on the channel here at the General Tire 200 here from the Michigan International Speedway. What a great race here from Michigan. A lot of great racing. And with the first race that we had where strategy came into play, definitely a lot of interesting strategy being played throughout the day. And at the end of the day, it's going to be what gets Warren Smith the win here at the General Tire 200. But taking a look here at your finishing results, Warren Smith is going to get the win. Nathan Ormond comes home in 2nd. Spencer Lee 3rd. Nathan Ajaboya 4th. And Drew Webb rounds out your top 5. And looking further on down the standings, BB Ruiz comes home in 6th. Angel Gutierrez 7th. Dylan Matthews 8th. Harris Larvin Alonso 9th. And Sammy Kamara is going to round out your top 10 here from the Michigan International Speedway. But yeah, what a race here from Michigan. We know this track always cooks, and it definitely delivered here today. But next race, we're going to be right back on the short tracks. It's the Menards 200 from Toledo. That race will be going up on a Tuesday, October 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sign-ups will be just here in a little bit. Tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Toledo definitely ought to be another interesting race. Just have to wait and see how it all goes down. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Once again, congratulations to Warren Smith, and I will see you all in Toledo. Y'all take care and have a good one. Here are your point standings after race number 6 on the season.